exploring not one book, but many, of one of my favorite authors of all time, Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, scary!
So scary.
We will be looking at several of his many stories today, but let us start first with perhaps his most famous work, a poem called The Raven.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more."
The visitor in the story is a raven bird. Neither is sad because of the death of Lenore. So the raven comes and visits him. Let's see what happens next.
But the raven, sitting lonely on that placid bus, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than mothered. Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said,
"Polly-Cracker, Polly-Cracker, squawk!" Oh my, I am very sorry for that. The raven is supposed to say nevermore. However, we cannot find the raven, so we have to settle for a parrot. Parrots apparently can always say, "Polly-Cracker, squawk." So, yeah, just imagine he's saying, nevermore, squawk.
And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the powered bus to palace, just above my chamber door. And his eyes upon the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, on the lamplight door him streaming, throws a shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted.
Nevermore, Polly-Cracker, squawk. That wasn't so bad after all. Our next performance will be of The Telltale Heart, the story of a man who kills another man because he doesn't like his wacky-looking eyeball. But then the murderer thinks he hears the dead man's heart beating, which compels him to confront the police and tell them what he has done.
Hi, Inspector Chicago. Hi, Inspector Fame.
Hey, Ferengi. Hey, Ferengi, you know what the murderer is? Yeah, there's supposed to be a dead guy around here somewhere.
Nope, I don't know. Boom, boom. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
What's wrong, Ferengi?
Nothing's wrong. Sound like I'm hearing something. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. That heartbeat, it's getting louder. Oh man, I did it.
You did what?
The heartbeat, it's telling me to confess.
To confess what?
That you're now in Club Ferengi's discotheque. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom.
As much as I love a happy story, in the actual story, he confesses that he murdered the guy.
My bad.
Our next story is The Pit and the Pendulum, a story about a man imprisoned as a pendulum is slowly lowered towards him.
Oh! Wait a second. I recognize this pendulum. It's moving in simple harmonic motion. That means the period is 2 pi root L over G. So all we have to do is increase the gravitational field strength of the Earth, and then, aha, it slows down. Now quick, my ratty friends. Eat the ropes on my hands, and I can escape.
While Edgar Allan Poe is perhaps best known for his horror works, he is also considered to be the father of modern detective novels. Here we will see what is considered to be one of the earliest detective stories ever written, Murders in the Rue Morgue. We join Captain as Dupin, the great French detective, as he investigates the murders of several people.
Well, Scotland Fame, I think I've solved the mystery.
Oh, that's good, Captain. How'd you ever figure it out?
Well, you see that really looking hair there? Well, I realize it's not from any person, so it must be from something else.
Well, that's good.
And I also noticed these bananas.
Bananas? That can only mean one thing.
That is right. It's the monkey murderer.
Caught you. Thanks, Detective Captain.
My pleasure.
Believe it or not, that's probably the most faithful recreation of any story we've had today. Yes, in the actual story, it turns out an orangutan has been crawling in people's windows and killing them. There aren't any bananas in the actual story, but hey, it works, doesn't it? We had Bookworm's book reviews, but then to give a special shout out to our new friends, Planet of the Books, a new website dedicated to reviewing books. It is quite delicious. If you have enjoyed Bookworm's book reviews, may we suggest that you would also enjoy the Bible A Parody by Samuel Milner. Or, if you haven't enjoyed Bookworm's book reviews, we implore you to buy the Bible A Parody by Samuel Milner because bookworms need to eat too. Thank you for watching Bookworm's book reviews. I'm Bookworm. See